I think all I ever really wanted to do was just sing, not build content, not perform on stage, not be seen by millions or thousands or be, rich and famous or all those kind of things. We all have those kind of dreams. But at the heart and soul and core of it, what I love more than anything else is just throwing my head back and letting the notes come flying out of my mouth. I discovered something. This was, oh gosh, probably 6 or 7 years ago now. I realized not only had I lost octave and a half, almost 2 octaves off the top of my range, but I had lost it because I had stopped just singing. And that persisted, and I worked on it some, and I had some success with it. But in reality, I also didn't have a lot of success with it because I had lost that capability to, like I said, just throw my head back and just let loose, not worry, hey, am I going to hit this note? What are people going to think? What do people, just none of that. I'm sure some of you can relate to this. You know what it's like when your absolutely favorite song comes on the radio and you're riding in the car by yourself, and you just are singing at the top of your voice. You turn up the music, just as loud as it can possibly go. You're probably running into, causing long term problems for your speakers, unless you have really, really great speakers in your car. And you don't care, not in that moment. And we've all driven by the person who has that, and when they're in that state, because you can see them and they're so loud, and you can, even when their windows are rolled up, you can hear them. You can almost feel the joy. I'm working on a new song, and in just kind of outlining it to myself, I realized what I want to do is really have that song, that the minute the first word of it comes out, the first note, whatever that is, that immediately all you want to do is reach over, or if you've got it on your steering wheel, just jam the volume up just as loud as you possibly can. Like Eddie Money says in the song, turned up the radio just as loud as it can go, blew out the speakers in my daddy's radio, right? In her daddy's radio, I guess actually technically is the lyric. That's living. That's being alive. Just singing, screaming, whatever at the top of your lungs. That's why some people are, shower rock stars, I guess would be the right word for it. Hey, Tick and Jill, glad to have both of you with us here. Is because you feel safe in that moment, and the water's coming down, and people can actually probably hear you if you live in a house with people. But at that moment, you just don't care. Some of the most alive moments in my life, and I bet in yours too, aren't the moments where, I've been on the big stage or in front of the 10,000 like I talked about the other day, or any of those kind of things. It's just those moments when I'm just singing. I'm just there, present in the moment, and just being the true me. Not polished, not perfect, not worried about my branding, just alive. And I think for all of us, we have a tendency to live in a space now where we've stopped expressing ourselves as our true self in our real nature because we feel watched. We're afraid of what people are judging us. In fact, we're judging ourselves before anybody else gets an opportunity to be able to have a judgment or even really like it. So my question for you today is, what's something that makes you feel fully alive? That thing that you stop thinking and you just are you. What do you think comes across when you're in that space? I'd really love to hear from you. I hope you're having a great day. It's Sunday, we're kicking off a new week. I hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. And then until we're together again next time, you have a great week.